47th is the end of fate.
Zabiba, Zabiba, yeah. Keep your head down, gladiator.
You're missing everything.
Zabiba, Zabiba, I got a big Zabiba foot looking like a cocoa bean. Praise be to Allah, I'm a Sajid dumb machine. I hit that rug like 5 times a day. Now my don't got something righteous to say. I'm a Mubai, he give me that nod, cause my head look like I headbutted God. It's dark, it's round, it's kind of intense. People asking if I walked into a fence. Nah, bruh, it's the mark of the prostrator. Certified Jew gladiator. Sister looking like Masha Allah. She see the bump, she drop a shala. Even my barber said, what's this crater? Told him that's the path to my creator. Zabiba, Zabiba, I got a big Zabiba. Zabiba, 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 I got a big Zabiba. Sweating on my sajada like I'm in the gym. And I do it all for Allah, not the whim. Not the whim, not the whim. Sujuk gladiator, you're just a victim of the friction. A biological byproduct of a desirable fiction. You brag about a callus like it's tactical gear. But while your nose is in the dust, the truth is nowhere near. You call it a path, but it's a circle in the sand. A mark of a man who surrendered his hand. The crater isn't holy, it's a symptom of the grind. A physical scar for a captive of the mind. So keep that forehead pressed, don't you dare look up while you're drinking the sauce from a poison cup. If you're down on the ground, you're losing the view. Now you're an easy target for something or two. One slip, one slide, and you're right at the game. With a permanent bruise and a prophet to blame. The mark of the prey is a bullseye. Tonight you got zutted in the dark when seeking the light. Welcome to the low trust loop, the high anger cycle. Where the bump on your head is your only survival. You don't need a brain when you got a callus to show. A signal for the tribe so the rest of them know he's one of us. Look at the mark on his face while you're rotting away in a low trust place. High accused of fleeing while you're hitting the floor, building a crater while I'm closing the door. Yo, I ain't flexing, okay, I'm flexing, but only for Allah, don't get it twisted. This Zabiba got me heaven listed, head so blessed. Wi-Fi bars, Wi-Fi bars, Wi-Fi bars. You're disconnected, son. Look at you, head down, eyes closed. A subdued gladiator. Surah 48 29 says the mark is from the traces of prostration. But science says it's hyperkeratosis, friction and inflammation. It's the badge of the angry, the stamp of the weak. A martyr for a system that's already peaked. Keep hitting the rug, keep chasing the bump, but the truth is a mount, and you're just a lump. Asserted by logic. The rug doesn't talk back. Zabiba. Extinguish.
Beneath the shadow of the Kaaba, before the black stone, the daughters of the desert sat upon a pagan throne. I lacked a loser and the third one man, the roots of the ritual, the ghost in the plot. The prophet was lonely, the Quraysh were cold, so he looked at the idols and he did as he was told. He bowed to the stones and he whispered the line, trying to make the pagan gods something divine.
it cranes, the prophet declared, while the pagans of Mecca stood silent and stared. Their intercession is hope for. He cried to the sun, integrating the many into the one. But the angel came back with a lash and a sting, saying, Satan put those words on the tongue of the king. A flippant excuse for a compromise made. The foundations of Mecca built in the shade.
From the moon on the flag to the stone in the wall, the pagan foundations are starting to fall. The 47th thunder is peeling the paint, revealing the sinner inside of the saint.
It was Satan's verse in the prophet's mouth, the wind of the north and the dust of the south. You bow to the goddesses to save your own head, then blame the devil for the words that you said.
The 47's fire is the light in the dark, hitting the Kaaba and leaving the mark. The pagan rules are the truth of the tree, and the truth is the thing that's setting us free.
Oops, I forgot, those verses weren't real. I was just trying to close a political deal.
Satan jumped in and he whispered a song, and I'm infallible, so I couldn't be wrong. Just a man in a cave with a shadow on the wall, waiting for the 47th to end it all.
Satan's verse in the prophet's mouth, the wind of the north and the dust of the south. No more tequila, no more the year. The end of the pagan empire is here. February to the year, the ledger is red. The goddesses are laughing, the prophet is scared.
The cranes have flown, the stone is just cold. The 47 is the only story told. Oh.
He claims he's a prophet, but he came from hell. And maybe we'll break free from lies, who can tell? This sick man is the one to blame for all the pain. Will we ever undo his poison again? It's the final prophet, the final prophet. Oh, the final prophet.
are golden in the village, a pit bull in the heights. He's seen the 47's fire in the neon nights. Man's best friend since the first fire burned. The loyalty of blood that can't be unlearned. But there's a whisper in the council, a shadow in the hall, calling him haram, writing unclean on the wall. They want him out the lobby, they want him off the street, to bring the desert's darkness to the concrete heat. They quote the perfect man from the 7th century sand, the one who took the child bride by her little head, 9 years old in the tent, while the prophet took the prize with the kawaii of the budding youth glimmering in his eyes. He said the bad dog is a devil, an angel, frightening beast, while he feasted on the K-bar lamb at the poison feast. When Saint Out had the seasoning, the venom in the bone, to prove a child thief never sits on a holy throne. And Congressman Fine is standing on the line, the Protecting Puppies Act, the 47th sign. You can take your unclean labels and your tacky lies and shove them back to Teheran where the mullah dies. I choose the puppy every fucking time over the prophet and his ritual crime. The 47th thunder, the Protecting Puppies Act. Loyalty is a dog, and that's a fucking fact. You bomb your own school, then you cry to the Jew. But the only thing unclean in this city is you. Oh, pity the martyr, the missile went wrong. It hit the little children while we sang our holy song. Quick, call the BBC, tell them Zionists are here. Maybe we can get another deal if we shed a fake tear. No more calics of cash, no more sympathy deals. The 47th's justice is the only thing that's real. I'll choose a puppy every fucking time over the child thief and the 6th century crime. Eagles in the sky and the dogs in the yard, while the mullah's in the dirt and the bunker is torn. February 28th, the fire was sweet. The victory of the 47th is finally complete. The dog is the truth. The prophet is the lie. The 47th owns the sky.
Noctul stands in the Medina dust, with eyes of fire and a heart of rust. His cheeks are ruddy, his tongue is a blade, watching the prophet and the games being played. He leans to the council, he whispers the jeer. Don't fear his words, he's nothing but an ear. He believes every lie, he drinks every tale, a vessel of echoes remarkably frail. He's just an ear, the hypocrite's cry. Swallow the truth or swallow the lie. We'll swear on the heavens, we'll swear on the sand, and he'll nod his head with a shake of the hand. The year of goodness, the 961 line, trying to turn a weakness into something divine. But Noctul saw the seams, he saw the patchwork cloak, before the holy empire went up in smoke. Fast forward the clock to the 2020 steps night. The year has grown deaf to the coming of light. The bunker is quiet, the pixels are blurred. The 47th is coming. joke is over. The 47 has won. Oh, such a good listener. He believes what we say, even when we bomb our own schools to start the day. Blame it on the Jews. Seek the world's pity. Tell 'em the air is the head of the city. But the satellites don't listen. The satellites see the end of the year and the end of a reef. You called him the year, you called him the king, but the 47th thunder has a soul-cutting sting. The 7-nation strike was your final mistake. Now the people of Persia are finally awake. February 28th, the ledger is clear. The end of the prophet, the end of the year. And all told knew, the 47th knew, the only one listening was the fire coming for Police be upon him, is on the run again, swapping out the almighty for a stone cold spin. He's dusting off Hubal, the idol in the hall. A false prophet's logic, one God fits all. But the math doesn't track and the history is thin when your Allah is just Hubal with a brand new skin. 6 centuries later, he copied the Hebrew line, facing Jerusalem, claiming the same design. But the Jews saw the crack, while laughed at the mimicry, mocking the prophet and his borrowed ministry. In a fit of rage, he turned his back on the rock. Retaliation for the tribes who dared to mock. He pivoted the prayer to Mecca Stone Square, back to Hubal's house, as if God were there. A fool in disguise, leading astray. His lies and deceit will never stay. Oh, the false prophet of our time, Lord of the flies, feeding on the refuse and the grime. His words are poison, his teachings a crime, but we won't be swayed by his deceptive rhyme, for the truth of Jesus will forever shine. He preaches a darkness in a pagan parade, dressing up the idols in a new masquerade. He kept the black stone and the 7 circuit spin. Old desert magic were branded as sin. From the daughters of Allah to the crescent moon's glow, it's just ancient heathens running the show. His followers dwindling as his facade cracks, exposed as a fraud, there's no turning back. Look up at the minaret, what do you see? The crescent of the moon got the pagan pedigree. He tried to cut a deal with the 3 sublime cranes, worshiping the daughters to ease his own pains, but he called it a slip when the pressure got high. Just another layer of the prophet's big lie. From the moon on the roof to the stone on the floor, it's the same old Hubal knocking at the door. Oh!